Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know, it's been a very long time since I've recorded a video, and I keep having to do these little intros, and it's totally my fault, but unfortunately here I am. So I'm just doing this fun little brownish gold lip with a bunch of Fenty Beauty products because Lord knows I love Fenty Beauty. So just a little update, little catch you up. Dealing with school, that's really the reason why I don't upload and post as much. But if you follow me on Instagram, you know, link or my account is going to be down below. Follow me there. That's also an easy, quick way to keep up with me and see what's up. I post looks from time to time on there that I do them. Some not recorded, some recorded. So really, following me on Instagram is a really good way to keep up with me. Doing this look today, if you want to know how I got it, what products I used, be sure to watch this entire video. And of course, I will have products down below so that you know what they are, what I used, you know, blah blah blah. So also, before I start this video, I'm gonna go ahead and ask you to press that subscribe button down below and make sure you press the little bell notification button so that whenever I upload, you don't miss a video. Let's build the family, you know, let's build this family. Let's make this into something big so that, I don't know, we can do something and we can reach more people and help people feel beautiful about themselves through makeup and just even talking and just chitter-chatting. Let's zoom this camera in so you can see a little bit of my base process and what shadows I used and other products. So yeah, gonna go ahead and zoom in real quick and I'll see you in about 2 seconds. Alrighty, so this time I'm show you guys a little bit of some base or whatever, just a little bit. I'm not gonna go too much in the nitty-gritty. So taking the MILANI Prime Perfection Base Primer, which is a favorite of mine, all over. Top of that primer, I'm gonna add another one. I'm gonna take the FARSÁLI Skintune Blur, and I'm just gonna put that really in my T-zone and just areas that are most problematic for me. Now, the foundation I've been using that I've found to be terrific, it's mattifying, it says it's full coverage, but is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. I use the shade Latte. Yeah, I love the Fenty Beauty and all, but this has been a really good foundation for over the summer. It's not too drying, it's not super oily, it stays in place, it blends out lovely and beautifully. So I just kind of apply it everywhere sloppily. And then I take my handy dandy NYX buffing brush and just kind of start blending that out. So something that's been on my mind that I wanted to talk about, and just a quick thing to start to throw into this video to have a little topic. A lot of people have been like inboxing me asking for money, and I'm not against it 100%. Like, if we're friends and I know you need money or you need help with something, or if I just genuinely understand your situation, I'll help you out. However, I'm getting a lot of requests from people, or like people demanding money from me that, for one, do not talk to me at all. They barely say anything to me, and then they're coming into my inbox asking for money, but like they're trying to pass it off as like a joke, or like they're just kidding, or it's like whatever. Like, I don't know. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is, how are people so comfortable asking other people for money? Like, I barely even ask my own parents for money. Again, I'm not against helping people out or giving somebody money if I genuinely understand their concern in their situation. However, do not hit me up out of the blue that you never talk to me and you're asking me for money. And then don't even try to start conversations with me with the hope of asking me for money, because that's just as annoying. Like, just pretty much don't ask me for money. Like, I don't have ATM. I do not have ATM. This forehead may be big and it tells a lot of things, and it can tell you a lot of things, but nowhere on this billboard does it say ATM. So stop asking people for money and get a job or save better. GoFundMes and like donations are different. I'm not talking about those people. I genuinely understand that. However, when it comes to just inboxing me like, hey, give me 20 bucks, like, excuse you? No, I'm not giving you a damn thing. That's completely rude and disrespectful, and that's the little rant I had to get off my chest and just wanted to point out and say. And see, as you can see, this foundation blends out gorgeous. Goes right into the skin. Everything's all good to go. And this brush, amazing. It was like 17 bucks at the NYX, on the NYX website. I'm not sure if they still have it because it was low stock when I got it, but if I can find it on that website, I will link it down below, as I do with every other product. So, off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and just do the rest of it, you know, setting, concealer, contour, all that, and when I come back, we will do the eyes. Alright, so I zoomed in just a little bit so you can get like a little better look. Before we start on eyeshadow, go ahead and just take a little brush and place some translucent powder under my eyes just to catch any of the additional or any of the fallout that may occur. I don't know. Sometimes this palette likes to have fallout, sometimes it doesn't. So just gonna go ahead and put some there. And then also kind of sculpt myself a little bit more. I'm gonna go ahead and take my sponge, my little sponge, and I'm going to just carve out my face a little bit heavy. Like, I'm not doing this too heavily so that I'm not like super, you know, so taking just a little bit of that powder and, or my translucent powder, and lightly carving out my face. Alrighty, so let's get into it. The palette choice of, or actually, forgot to prime my lids with the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. Some people may be asking, why do I prime my lids? Again, you don't have to use an eyeshadow primer or like a concealer or whatever. You don't have to. I mean, with any makeup, do as you're comfortable with and do what you want to do. However, I like to prime my lid because it helps the shadow stay longer and doesn't really make them crease as much, and it really just brings out the color of said shadow. After priming my lid, what I always do is I go back into my translucent powder with that same brush that I used to do that, and then I just kind of dab my translucent powder onto the concealer on top of my lid, just like I usually do under my eye. I do that on my lid as well to also help prevent creasing and like things from moving around. So taking just a little bit of that powder, even like tapping it off and just tapping it in right on top of that concealer on my lid. So now we can jump into the eyes. Today's palette of choice, y'all know I love Fenty Beauty. We're gonna be using the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette. I'm just gonna do something brown and neutral like I always do. You know, nothing new, different day, same S. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this brown shade called Cumin Get It, and I'm just gonna place that into my. What I like to do is I like to pack the color on first. So just get it like nice and dense right here. I'm using actually a pretty wide brush. I need to get a new one because it's starting to tatter on me. It's by Juno & Co, the ES07. So just tapping that powder or shadow, whatever, onto the outer corner, and then once I get it to like a good level, I start blending it in. Going in like swirling motions so that it blends faster and easier and just all around looks better. So make sure to do that obviously to both eyes. I like to jump back and forth between eyes and kind of do the exact same thing on both sides, duh. So yeah, just jumping back and forth. I jump back and forth because one, it helps me remember what exact colors I use, and two, it really helps with making the colors even and everything even on both sides. Because I have hooded eyes, I always actually tend to bring my eyeshadow up a little bit more, like right under my brow, so that you can actually see it. Because like if I look at you, like if I'm looking in the camera, my eye kind of like sinks into like my brow bone, So that's what hooded eyes are, and because I have that and I want you to be able to see the shadows that I worked so hard on, I actually blend them up a little bit into the brow bone and like higher than normal, so to say. I really like this palette and this color in particular because it's a really good kind of like reddish brown that acts as like a perfect like transition and like a base color for kind of brown looks, and it's very pigmented. As you can tell, I haven't really been putting that much on, and it blends out seamlessly and beautifully. So I think I'm gonna do a halo eye today. I think that's gonna be the vibe. So I'm actually gonna bring this shadow down into the front as well, collecting a little bit more and placing it on the outside and blending it inwards and down, leaving this space in the middle kind of blank or untouched at the time. So just keep doing that until you build it up to the amount of coverage and color that you want it to be. Okay, so taking this next color on the bottom called Hennessy, it's kind of like a darker brown color, more like a grayish, ashier, darker, cooler brown. And I'm just gonna actually take a Morphe, doesn't have a number on it, but this Morphe brush, collect some of it, tap it off, and only use this color on the outside just to kind of deepen it and bring some more depth and kind of draw the eyes out a little bit more. Again, using a little bit of that color, just kind of placing it right here on the outer section of my eye and going back in only when I need to blend out some more color. Make sure you're always swirling and kind of tapping and, you know, getting everything to blend together. Make sure you're working on it consistently and put some elbow grease if you need to. But I like to use a light touch just because it's faster and I want to prevent as many wrinkles in my life as I can, so, you know. So now that we have that, kind of the overall tone for the eyes, you can see it kind of, whatever it does. So I'm going to go ahead and take a flat Morphe brush from that same like gold and black, I forgot what it's called, set. And I'm going to jump right back into Come and Get It. And I'm going to blend that along the bottom lash line. Tell like also when I'm doing like on the ends, I'm kind of like winging it out just because I also like that kind of effect it does. Sometimes I'll put like a piece of paper and I'll like go over it like that. But I forgot a piece of paper, so I have to do this manually. So, gotta make do with what I have. And so to keep with the same theme as the top lid, or the lid, I'm gonna go into a little bit of Hennessy and just blend that on the out section of it to make sure that's blended and matches and fits the top. Same, so that we don't look crazy with just like a weird stark contrast of colors. So I'm looking, I have the mirror of the palette, that's why I'm like looking kind of down and like at the camera, but I'm using that as a guide to tell me how well I'm doing, because what else is a mirror in a palette for? Make sure you always kind of like open your lid a little bit as well, or like lean your head back just to make sure that everything looks correct. Like even though like this it looks fine, it might not look good like this. So always keep that in mind, and that's a little trick I like to make sure I do every now and then. And so because I said this was a halo eye, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to jump into this color right here called Marrakush. I'm going to use my finger, it's kind of like a creamy greenish gold color. I'm going to place that right on the lid with my finger. You see that? Look at that. Look at that. That is just, oof, that is gorgeous. Piling and packing that color in, just going to kind of tap it in to make sure it sits there. Obviously doing that on both sides. Tap, 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 tap. Dance, dance, revolution. I don't know why I said that. So just tapping that in, making sure to get that perfect color payoff. And again, because I have hooded eyes, it's always going to transfer. Like when I open my eyes, that color is going to transfer onto my lid. So to prevent that, you would use like a mixing medium or kind of like an eyeshadow glue in a way. MAC makes a really good one, but I don't have it at the moment. So I'm just gonna have to deal with my eyes kind of transferring color, which is fine. It kind of helps with the illusion, and it could be pretty. So let's cross our fingers and hope that works. Then going into a blending brush. This is one that comes with like an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette gonna take Cumin Get It again and just blend around where I placed Marrakesh to make sure it doesn't have any harsh lines. So just blend around that to make sure those harsh lines aren't there and that it's not too noticeable and too like crazy. And what I actually want to do is I'm going to take a smaller, this is like a lip brush, to be honest. I'm going to take Marrakesh on that and actually blend that in the middle of my eye on the lower lash line so that it like directly corresponds with the top. So take that, dust it off, and just kind of place that color and smoke it out a little bit as well on the bottom, and it looks beautiful. And because you use that same color on the lid, it's going to blend into it beautifully. Now because I have really thick and like long and abundant lashes, you can't really tell, but trust me, I sees it. I sees it. Ever wondering why I kind of like look slightly off of the camera? It's because my monitor is right there and I'm just making sure you can see me in the monitor, so don't mind that. So to finish up that part of the eye, I'm gonna take just a regular kind of pencil brush, and to do the inner corner, I'm gonna take this color right here called Casablanca, and I'm gonna blend that on the inner corner, or place that in the inner corner. Kind of blend that a little bit into the eye so that it blends into the eye. So I'm kind of like placing it and going like up and kind of into it like that, into the tear duct. Now because these are shadows, of course they're going to be safe, so don't worry, you're not going to, you know, blind yourself doing this, as long as you don't stab yourself in the eye with the brush like I did before. So that wasn't fun. There's that. And what I want to actually do to do like the waterline, I'm actually going to take these cool little lip crayons by Fenty Beauty in the color Banana Frost and Guava Mint, and looking at them, Banana Frost is like this yellow kind of color, shimmery, a little bit shimmery. These are lip crayons, but they're versatile and you can use them anywhere. So, and then Guava Mint is this kind of brown pinkish color, which I think, I don't know if you can see it, I think I'm going to settle with Guava Mint. So I'm going to take Guava Mint and I'm going to get a mirror. And I'm going to use that as like an eyeliner, but on my waterline. So get all up in there, looking up. One thing I really love about doing brown looks and kind of browns and golds and neutrals is because, where to go? I like doing like golds and all that kind of stuff because I have like really honey-ish colored brown eyes, and I feel like that really helps my eyes pop and kind of shows them up more. I'm just going to take my powder brush and dust off the fallout and the powder that's here. Yeah, so then just throwing on some mascara, some Luminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal in the color Blackest Black. So now that that's all good, we can move on to bronzer. So taking the Milani Baked Bronzer, I'm gonna scoot back in my chair a little bit because I don't feel like zooming out my camera. I'm just gonna lightly bronze my face a little bit, swirl that around, and just kind of, yeah, bronze the face. I like to use an angled kind of brush for my bronzer just because it really hugs the cheek and helps you get the contours of your face going. So I'm sure down the road I'll eventually adapt or adopt a new method, but for now this is gonna work. And then actually taking a small brush, so I'm just gonna take this small blending brush, and another method I kind of do to kind of make my nose look longer is I will put some bronzer at the head of my eyebrows right here to kind of, I don't know, somebody do it once and I was like, ooh, that looks fun, so I did it, and now I do it like all the time. So now with the lips, or actually let's go ahead and set the face. So I'm just gonna take some NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. Okay, I'm not really doing highlight today just because I don't feel like this look needs it. This look is really doing a lot, but it's toned down-ish. So taking another one of the Fenty Beauty lip crayons. This one is in the color Parka Princess, and I'm going to use that as a lip liner. I have no other forgetting to say it, but yeah, just as a lip liner. So lining my lips with this. It's like a fun, sorry I didn't show you. It's like a fun little pinkish color down here at the bottom, if you can see it. This fun little pinkish color that I'm just blending along, not blending, lining my lips with. And so after I have that on, I'm gonna take this, another Fenty Beauty another Fenty Beauty product, what's new? Part of their little holiday collection for this year, they released these like mini glosses in like a set of 5 called like the Glossy Posse. And I'm gonna take the color Hot Choco Lit and I'm just place that as a normal gloss. It's really fun. I love Fenty glosses. They are so amazing with the shea butter in it to moisten your lips. You know, they're honestly all beautiful and amazing. And if I had to recommend a single product for anyone to use, it's their lip glosses. So going ahead with Choco Lit, I'm gonna go ahead and place that on my lips. As you can see, Choco Lit's kind of like this brown, it's a subtle brown. It's got like pink and gold kind of glitter and shimmers in it. And it's cute, it's not too pigmented. And this, sorry, let me position myself. This is the final look. Alright, so that concludes this video. I really hope you all enjoyed. It was fun making this look. I like it. It's kind of something around what I usually do. I usually do a lot of browns and golds and like neutral kind of colors. But this is a little twist to it. You know, the new Fenty lip glosses, as per usual with the regular glosses, it's amazing. I love it. And again, it comes in a 5 assortment arrangement. I would show you them, but I gave one of the colors to my mom to have because she really wanted it, so I wouldn't have the full 5 spectrum. I'm listing the product down below, so all you gotta do is press the link and you'll go to it. And yeah, so thank you for watching this video, and I'll be sure to catch you guys next week. Peace.